All right. All right, everyone. Welcome once again to another episode of the Exit Your Way Business Roundtable. I'm really excited today. I've got Andrew with me here. I also have a special guest today, Liz Jones. Liz is an online wellness coach, and Liz is our first global guest. She's coming to us today from London, England. Is that right?
That's right. So
All right.
Here right now.
So it's like 11 o'clock at night, and I'm trying to be, I'm not funny in the first place. So, but glad to have you here, Liz.
It's good to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah. Well, Kelly Robinson from Pana Knows introduced us a while back, and we talked a little bit, and you've got an interesting career, I think, and we can talk a little bit about that. And then, we're working a little bit because you are in the fitness industry. 2020 has been a crazy damn year for people like you. And that was the thing that stuck out from our conversations before is that you really had to go one way, the other way, and now it's kind of settling in maybe a little bit more. But it's an interesting story. So when you were in college, were you intending on getting into fitness, or what did you really think you wanted to do coming out of college?
It actually goes further back. So when you're at primary school, so in your junior school, about 6-7 years old, and people go, "What do you want to be?" Yeah. All I wanted to be was a personal trainer. I didn't want to be anything else. Sport was my life, and it literally like, "You're crazy." So yeah, it's actually all I wanted to do. And even going through school, I was obviously an international team, British team, different events, different sport, all the school teams, games captain. I did a sports at uni. Everyone just knew I was into my sports. And of course, getting into my 20s went a bit deviated. But yeah, no, it was what I always wanted. It's my vision. So yeah.
That's cool. So I've got your profile here. So you, and I didn't look at what your degree you got, but so then tell a little bit about your early career then. So what did you start out doing?
Well, when I was 16, I got a job in Pizza Hut. It was, the casual job, and throughout uni, I developed up and became a manager, and even got offered a deputy manager role.
Yeah.
So by the age of 21, I was offered a deputy manager. And in fact, I was like, I've done this for 5 years, and I got headhunted. A customer came in and was like, I love you. I love your energy. Do you want to come and work for me? So I went for a company that dealt with the military. This is how I started getting the idea of going in. And, it was great because, I went to an office role. After doing that for nearly 2 years, I went, what am I doing? I want to do fitness. I want to do sport. So I left that. I went to work at the leisure centre. So I went back to obviously doing the fitness things and things like that after having sort of a couple of years break. And then after 2 years in leisure, kind of going, reception's not for me, the manager, I'm a bit bored. I joined the military. And it wasn't after I left the military that I actually became a trainer and sort of put it like the wheels in motion, as it were.
Yeah.
You got experience there then in the military specifically for?
Yeah, I completed Sandhurst. So I did my officer training. So 1 year's training. So yeah.
Nice. Nice. Yeah.
How was that?
That was awesome.
It was difficult.
Yeah. It literally to be tested physically, mentally, emotionally, but then you also have all the joys. There's obviously, the team you're with and all this sort of thing. So there's so many pluses as well as the challenges. Would I change going? Certainly not. Would I potentially have gone, either spent a bit longer preparing? Maybe. Or would I have planned to go sooner? Because this is a funny story. I literally just went, I'm bored of my job. What do I do? Army office. I'm going to go in. And literally walked in the army office and just walked in there. 6 months later, I was on the pro square at Sandhurst going, so I'm actually here then. So it was literally a 5-second decision of going, I'm bored. What do I want to do? What's my next job role? What am I going for? And then I walked in the army office and was like, just passed all my tests and went straight in. So
wow, that's cool.
Decision.
Yeah. I get a bit impulsive at times, but it's kind of, I kind of went, I need to do something, and I need to make a big change. What am I going to do? So I did.
It's always interesting to hear how business owners get started into doing that too. And I don't think what you're saying is that crazy, really, because some people just know they have to do it, and then they get to that point, and they just say, let's it's a tipping point, right? Let's just stop here. I mean, I got to start doing what's best for me.
Yeah.
And this is where I belong.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of reasons not to do it. So
there's always arguments not to do it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I think too that what a lot of people that have not been in the military don't quite understand, and you said a couple things there when you're doing it, the team you're with, and being mentally, physically, emotionally challenged like you are in the military, when they talk about breaking you down and building you back up, or whatever the words they use to talk about that, when they're doing that, and it is quite an ordeal to go through, but once you've done it, it really does give you a different sense of what you can do and what you are really capable of as a person, and then as a team and with people around you. And that's cool that you're able to experience that.
Yeah. That in itself, exactly as you summed it up, you can't change that experience.
Yeah.
As it is, it's amazing.
Yeah, and in a lot of ways, it prepares you for the rest of the world, that as we come out, and just to know that whatever it is, there's a lot of things that we can overcome just by putting our mind to it and taking the first step.
Yeah,
like you have now. So let's fast forward. So not recently, not this year, you weren't managing gyms, but you were managing gyms in the recent past. And then you run into COVID. So what the heck was that like?
Well, again, I hit another stumbling block and went, I don't want to be here. I don't want to run a gym anymore.
Yeah.
I was already thinking, what do I want to do next? How do I go on to it? And of course, performance going down, and you just sit there and going, one day I just went exactly that. I quit. I'm done. And everyone went to me, what are you going to do? I was like, I don't know. I'll figure it out. And they're like, what you got to do? You got to have it. I was like, well, I can do this. I can do this. There's temp agencies if I get really stuck.
Yeah.
And they would just find it amazing how I thought a temp agency was going to be the answer if I get stuck. And so I started doing a bit more personal training again, teaching some classes. And obviously that was about 18 months ago. So, and I was like, I want to go on to coaching. I want to do more of this. But of course, not done it before, new thing. So of course I thought, well, if I personal train and teach classes, it's comfortable. I can do that. I can at least pay my bills. So as I was doing that, obviously developing as a coach, and sort of, a lot of the skills that you have as a manager and as a trainer are transferable, but it's just trying to just package it slightly different, and actually, work my clients just a little bit better, and, things like that to get those real results. So, like I said, the first sort of 6 months was kind of figuring out actually what type of coach do I want to be, who do I want to do, who do I want to help, all these sorts of things.
What is your ideal customer? What do you look, what works best, or who needs you the most? Or
well, most people I work with are sort of professional women, sort of about 30 to 50. But having said that, I do work with a lot of male clients, and I have done over the years, which when I was a personal trainer full-time in 2013, when I fully quit everything employed, just went personal training, 80% of my clients used to be male. Which,
how many? Sorry?
80%.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm.
Very high.
Mm-hmm.
And, which is why people are going, why aren't you coaching men now? However, it's, the women I work with are generally, I just form this network. It's like one lady I was working with, this is the big change of COVID. I now coach a whole family. I go around 3 days a week. I go around, I train her, a husband, and her 2 sons. So I've got a 21-year-old, 24-year-old, and obviously this couple.
Mhm.
And we all get together. We have a family group workout, and it's a proper family event.
Mhm.
So that's the thing,
Cool.
that experience. So.
Well, that's interesting. I think that's effective, too, because I think that especially for spouses, and experiencing it myself, one time I'll be like I'm on the upswing and really working hard at it, but she's not, or vice versa, but when we're in it together, and our routines start to get in place that way, that's what seems like when we had the most success.
Yeah.
Improving our.
I mean, I do have another married couple who I train, and I train them separately. They have one after the other, basically. So one will have a session, swap over, next one, and they like it that way. However, these are like, well, we want to train together. So although I adapt, adjust weights, and certain things will do a different style or slightly different exercise.
Yeah,
we get benefit. They're all feeling fitter, stronger. Guys all lost weight. The youngest is building muscle. They're getting what they want, and above all, they feel great and they're happy.
Mm-hmm.
So, like you say, it's that sort of there's accountability, but there's a support. Someone's doing it with you.
Yeah,
And
sure. Yeah, well, it's pretty hard, to go and work out when for my spouse when I'm off having a glass of wine or a beer because
yeah.
I can see the face now.
Yeah. Support, but way it goes. But I noticed on here too. It looks like you focus a lot on wellness and the mental aspect of it too. Maybe you can explain a little bit more about that and how you.
Well,
and so there.
Basically, obviously, being in fitness for years, the one thing I was always about with all my clients is half the time people will go to the gym, but they'll do a workout, but they're still, you can see them. It's the phone, sending the emails between, or they don't switch off. So they go home, they're still sort of wired, don't sleep. So the mental aspect comes in is because really it's about being mindful, being committed into the moment. So if you're doing a workout, commit to it, get the best results from it. If you're, for example, having a conversation, be in that conversation. And actually with that, you can help calm stress, obviously build the results, and stress is obviously big indicators, we all know, and it can actually be sitting there without you realizing. So I do promote a lot more about the total well-being, although I can still do the fitness, because a lot of the people barriers are more in the mind. They can't, self-doubts, lack of confidence, like I said, I've always said stress. So that's why the mind comes in, but it's also emotions as well.
Yeah. It is a big part of it, that's for sure, because and even now I got to imagine that you're seeing some of your clients with being a bit more secluded with COVID. It's affecting them negatively too.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I did when I went self-employed was I was adamant I wasn't going to be a PT in a gym. Although I've got some I can use by hour, I was like, I want to be a private trainer. I want to offer higher end. I want to really look after my clients.
Yeah.
And so it's really good because obviously I've built really good relationships with them. And so I've seen them, like the family I explained, start off the ladies thing, became the family thing, but they call me their sanity. And it's like, you are our break, you are our escape. So I can come to them because even in lockdown, I was classed as a tradesperson. And because they're the only people I would see, I'm also kind of fat. They've kind of adopted me. My family live like 150 miles away. So it's really nice to have sort of a family network. They call me the sanity, and I am the mental well-being. So that I'll go in and go, what do you need, guys? And they'll go, I don't feel like this. And I'll go, come on, we'll just do this then. I'll get them doing something. By the end of it, they're loving it, So.
And you're working with those people in person now?
Yeah.
Or
that particular family, I've stayed with them. They're the only one I've stayed with throughout. And like I said, because I class as a trade, and literally they're my family, sort of thing, that close. However, I've got a couple I see online, so I've got a few I do over Skype. Some I've started seeing since, but again, with private clients, it's a case of when they were ready, when it was okay. There's control measures in place. I walk in, it's straight in, wash the hands, industrial sanitizer, every kit gets white, At one point, it was like me stood in the corner, just literally standing there, you know, like on duty, watching them all and them doing it all themselves. But of course, obviously, got a bit more, you know, relaxed now. But yeah.
Huh. That had to be a challenge. So going from being able to actually help somebody do something a little bit to have to stand in the corner.
Yeah, more so from the emotional side of feeling disconnected.
Mm-hmm.
You know, although you're with them, it's kind of like, okay, yeah, this is weird. So it was, you know, but like I said, it was that emotion, you know, and all my clients, I train them to look after themselves. So when they go on holiday, I actually get text messages, I've done this. And I get the text and they feed me back and they're like, but they don't want to stop with me because they love me. And it's like, that's amazing. But when they go away, I train them so they know what they're doing. I help them so they know to set up. In fact, they've still got my weights. You know, they literally, the young lads are using them when I'm not there. I'm like, yeah, carry on, guys, you know.
Weights were hard to get here for a while. I think they're back now, but all the stores were sold out. It was kind of a shot. I mean, you couldn't find them anywhere.
They were here too. I've had mine a little while. So
yeah, we had to scramble a little bit, but they were long gone, but starting to come back now.
Yes.
Because the price is higher as well here. I don't know if it's the same over there.
Yeah.
They've ramped up the prices massively.
Sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we had that. I mean, yeah, the run on things was pretty remarkable here in the U.S. with, well, it was just a matter of everybody was going to work one day and then they were all at home the next day. Yeah. So when you think about everything that they were eating at restaurants, all the supplies that were going to the businesses, all the things like that, that all transferred to, we had to get it in the grocery store because we were stuck at home, and the grocery stores were not ready. And I'm certain it was the same way there too.
Yeah.
And
people panic buying as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So you're doing some work with clients in person, but are you doing mostly remote now?
Yeah, mostly remote. Gyms are open here, so yay. There's 2 centers I actually teach at. So like I said, I can't retire completely from fitness. It's my habit. I can't let things go. Mm-hmm. So it's great though. On a Wednesday is my day out. So I go out and I teach 4 classes, 2 at one center, 2 at another. But it's all control measures. So that no one can go in until I'm there. So I basically open the studio. There's walkways to go in, special places to be. And then once it's left, I've got to make sure the doors are clean, the handles are clean. Everyone's wiped their kits. You know, everything's sort of cleaned off, signed off, and then I can leave through the other door, you know, that sort of thing. So yeah, it's nice being out and it's nice being face to face. But it's weird having to train people from a box.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Do you work with people or is it just you in the?
Well, obviously when I teach sort of classes and stuff, it's obviously just me.
Mm-hmm.
I do what I've established is, you know, I'll say a network. I've got other instructors I'm connected with. So if I can't teach one of my classes, I just pick up the phone, I give them a call.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we've got our sort of, you know, although I've got no partner as such, it's you know, you've got the connections that you need to for which one, and you know, I know who to ask for which class, and you know, online class I could teach anywhere, but if I needed to, I've got people I could ask. Mm-hmm. And I will be, this is the future, but there is, I have got people coming on to teach with me on my online, so that's growing as an element.
Well, that's a bigger market. You know, are you doing are you doing customers overseas or here in the States?
Anywhere, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say the story of this is how I get onto this. Start of lockdown, mental well-being. This is where the coffee break comes in. I started a Thursday afternoon coffee break so people can get together and have a chat, come and do some fun, share some ideas, hear about how things are going. I have people from Canada, the US, Netherlands, South Africa, India. So we all get together for an hour every week. And of course, you know, I obviously connect with them. They're like, okay, can you do some class? I'm like, yeah, you know, some online classes. I've had them from across Europe as well as all over the UK. which is lovely. And of course, the business and brand is going to be relaunched and grow, which means, you know, I don't care where you're from. If you want to come and get fit, you want to come and stay healthy, come and join us. You know, fitness is for all, health is for all. We should look after it. Everybody is welcome. That's, you know, the one thing I want to promote.
So where'd you meet Kelly Robinson? Did she join in your coffee or no?
Joe Stepsky.
Oh, it was
okay. You met Kelly.
Joe introduced me to Kelly.
All right.
Okay. Yep. Very good.
Very good. So you mentioned a little bit here about you're launching, and we talked about this briefly. You're launching a new brand and to promote your online wellness.
Yeah, I mean, lockdown. If we go back to what we were saying before, how lockdowns hit the fitness hard. Of course, I had clients off because they're like, I can't see you. And the furlough scheme here in the UK. So one of them went like to see her parents, you know, all these sorts of different reasons.
Yeah.
Gym shirts. So again, the little bits I was doing there, I was like, okay, can't do this. And of course, it was just a case of everything just stopped, but we're no sort of open. So of course, I used the time to sort of test different things. Like I said, I set the online classes up to go, I need to keep fit. I'm going mentally insane for not doing something.
Yeah.
And I've got a few of my old clients who want to get in shape. So as long as I don't lose money, it's a great idea. Let's just do it. Let's just keep everyone sane, you know. So to start with, that was the reason. And of course, lockdown went on for a while.
Yeah.
So they were like, please don't stop. We don't want to go back to the gym. We want to stay with you. So even though they live in the UK, gyms are open, they don't want to go back. And so I was like, okay. And I was thinking about how do I develop what I'm doing to include what I was doing before, you know, and all this. So I'm now sort of, my website's being designed at the moment and all built, but it is going to be, I'll let you know, guys know, it's the Mind Body House. So it's going to incorporate all this sort of yoga, holistic classes, workshops, seminars. But again, it ties in with my new coaching package that I'm tagging in, which is to support the work from home. So again, it's unlimited classes with a weekly group coaching. So this has all come because obviously hitting lockdown going, shit, basically, to going, let's do something to keep going, and then just going, hang on a second, I'm not going to waste my time. People want this. There's a need for it. What do I want to do in the future? What do people want? You know, what can I help with? Yeah. And it's just sort of, you know, and just all the pieces falling together. It's actually going, I'm actually really, as you can tell, really excited by it.
Yeah.
So yeah. And it's at that point where I'm like, I want my new website done. I want to show everyone, but I can't quite. But you're nearly.
All right. That's good. It'll come out soon enough. But I think, you know, the thing that's super cool about listening to you talk about it is, you know, COVID's a horrible thing. It's screwed the globe basically. But you hear your story and other stories like this, where you've figured out an opportunity in here, and you've actually probably found something that you wouldn't have found without it, and that your clients are probably going to be happier with in the long run.
Yeah,
it's so cool. It's so cool.
Well, at least you know your market, you know, and you know that's not going away. COVID's not killing the demand. You know, people need more than ever probably to get out of their chairs and do something. Every single day.
Is my biggest pet peeve at the moment is people going, yeah, I'm going to do this and not doing anything. Or do it tomorrow. And like one of my friends, she was going to go for a run, went, oh, I'm not going, didn't go. We met up, she went, yeah, I was supposed to go. So I put myself a calendar reminder saying, get your ass moving. I was like, yeah, this ain't going to work. You've quit once. And I was like, no, I'm going to prove it. I'll send you a photo. So of course, that night, what do I get? A picture of trainers. She went, I'm going. And but it is so many people go, I'll do it, and then they'll put it off to later, and then it gets later and they go, oh, I can't be asked. You know. And that's the problem when you go to the work. You'd go to work and you go to the gym on the way home.
Yes. That is the one thing that a lot of people that, it was that routine is what got them there all the time, and not having it. Well, and quite honestly, I mean, you see it in the COVID 20 or the COVID 30 or whatever it is. There's a lot of, I mean, I've seen some pictures of some of my relatives, and I'm like, whoa, it didn't treat you well. And, and it's like, but it's easy to do, and it really is.
Especially if you're baking bread, right? So.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. What are we doing? We're bored. Let's bake. Let's make some really good food. Yeah, it's not going to make it that way, but it's.
I was baking a cake a week at one point because I find baking quite therapeutic in cooking. So once I was baking cakes at one point because I was like, I'm up from 6 a.m. I go to bed at 10 or 11. I've got all this time. And I've got clients on hold, so I'm keeping their sessions free because, that's what I do. And I was like, I've got this time. What can I do? So I started baking, and I had to ban myself from baking any more than one a week because I was like, I've got to eat this. And of course, what I do I spend 4 hours in the kitchen. I bake cakes. I do spinach and ricotta cannelloni, all homemade and like literally. And it was just like my housemate would come down going, "Is it safe? Could I come in?" And I'm like, "Do cookies next." She's like, "Oh God." But yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, it is. It has been a challenge for a lot of people, that's for sure. And I do it. Seeing though someone like yourself recognizing the opportunity and taking it now, I think it's gonna help a lot of people because it's not changing soon. Not changing soon. We all had a lot of hopes that things are going to go back to normal. We were going to go, be out watching soccer, football here in the U.S. and it just isn't happening. So we have to figure out different ways to do the things, and it's really good to see that you're able to help people and keep their sanity.
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
So, we're talking here in the UK, there's talks about going into another lockdown. And of course, there are localized ones going, so isolating cities and things like this, because if the cases rise in the city, they shut places in that city. So it's quite, you think, okay, that makes sense, However, people in that city are going, let us out, And of course, if we do go into everyone I talk to is just so fed up. And it's like, they're like, please don't shut the gyms. Please don't. We need this. And they're just absolutely, it's just like, and so having the capacity to have, like I said, taken the opportunities, I've had my roller coaster myself. I've had days where I've screamed and been angry. I've had tears, but going, actually, what can I do during this time so that whatever happens, because you said it, we're going to be here 12 months.
Yeah.
Well, with us, with our clients in Exit Your Way, we're about, we work a lot with clients and entrepreneurs and business owners to optimize, their business. And it comes down to performance, a lot. And we've been doing, and thanks for coming today to talk to us about this too, because, being fit increases performance, mentally, physically in your business, in the way you deal with people and clients, and it just it resonates, right? So it's kind of it's an aspect often overlooked, and the gift of COVID is the time now to sit back and look at some of the things you didn't have time to look at before, as an organization, and whether your people are fit and in the right frame mentally. And it does, we watch it and we figure out a way that rolls into the bottom line or into the performance and value of the company. In that, so it's very cool to have these kind of resources out there available, and you can be anywhere in the world to do it, right? That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. And realistically, half an hour of your day is 2% of your day.
Yeah.
Who has 2% to give to themselves to actually make them more productive, think clearly, communicate better in relationships, feel better about themselves, sleep better, increase concentration, improve memory, the list goes on.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
That is for sure. It's it is cool. It is cool. And like I said, it's cool to see the way you've navigated it. And now I'm excited to see when you launch your brand and get the online formally going with the website and things. And we'll certainly be there supporting you when that comes out. So
when do you think that'll be launching?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
We're not holding you to it.
End of September. However, I keep saying to my web designer, "Yeah, can we just do this? Can we just do this?" And I'm like, I called him today. I went, "You're going to hate me, but can you call me?"
Yeah.
And it's only like little things and things like that. However, the work he did a landing page for me. So this is one thing that's free for everybody, because get you moving in 14 days. It's not overly complicated. It's not flashy. It's not anything flat. But the idea is to get you active. 14 days to start you moving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he built me my nice shiny landing page. And I'm talking absolute shiny. And he's put all the integrations in it. So it talks to MailChimp properly and all this. So it connects in. It does everything, It goes to a download page. This download page looks the same, which the design of it is matching my new website.
Nice.
So it's all absolutely he said, yeah, take about 4 hours. 10 days later, we launched.
And the address for that is?
It's 14daychallenge.lizjones.com. Oh, lizjonescoaching.com.
All filled out, 14-day challenge? Or
do you need me to pop it in the chat?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's pop it in the chat and we'll share it in the comments, because that would be very cool. Yeah. So
that'd be great. Just share it out.
.com. So yeah, like I said, it's free. I am going to do another one as well, because we're talking about the mindset and that, because I'm going to do one about self-care and calm, the other elements. And it's going to be the same sort of thing, quite easy things to do, 10 minutes of, appreciation, 10 minutes of meditation. But the idea is, if you say to me, I've never meditated, I can't do that, actually, you'll be able to do what I set for you, because the idea is you progress two things. And then the idea at the end of it, you go, I want to do it again. I want to do more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Get the flywheel going.
Another one coming as well. But again, I'm being quiet for my new landing page, because I want my website done first.
Yeah.
Yep. Very good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. Well, it's awesome to get to talk to you, Liz. And like I said, it's just really cool to see the way that you've navigated through this. And now, it certainly seems like you're going to come out of this probably even stronger than you were before in your business. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the line is, you can either go for quick money or you can play the long game for business.
Yeah.
So if you were after quick money, I would have had money in the bank. I would have, sort of loaded up, but I would also be tired, stressed out, and wondering where my next dollar's coming from,
Mm-hmm.
Whereas obviously I've got my plan. I know what I'm building, and it's what people want. It's what people are telling me they need support with. So, hopefully that's, the feedback I get when it's all launched.
Yeah. Well,
Excellent.
We'll be watching, Liz, and it's awesome to get to talk to you a little bit. And you being our inaugural global guest, that's going to live
international.
It's going to live in infamy forever. And I appreciate you being on so much. If people want to get a hold of you, is LinkedIn a good place to contact you?
As you've probably seen, I'm quite lively on LinkedIn. I'm on there every day. So
okay.
Yeah, so they can obviously follow me, follow my posts. Obviously, I still have some connections. I can still take more connections, so they can obviously connect direct. And of course, my email and stuff is on there as well. So
all right, wonderful. Well, awesome. Well, here we are again with Liz Jones. Thanks a lot, Liz. And we're going to wrap it up for today on the Exit Your Way Business Roundtable. Reach out to Liz if you want to know about wellness and getting your mind and body in sync.
Get moving.
Get moving. There we go. I dropped the 14-day challenge link in the comments to this video, so people can check that out as well.
thank you.
Have a great day, everyone.